here on UBC Radio, inspiring Uganda.
It's hot.
We passed it. We didn't know.
A family is a group of one or more parents and their children living together and...
It's hot.
We passed it. We didn't know exactly what the problem was on the ground. There is no pretending about the effect of this thing. There's no pretending about it. Nobody showed. It's a problem.
It's balanced.
This is not the stage at which you start planning to tax a commodity like coffee, especially from down there.
It's intellectually engaging.
The Constitution provides that the land must be registered under the customer tenure system, which is one of those that's recognized by the Constitution.
Ground Zero, live and syndicated on your public and national broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
At UBC Radio, all our radio network across the country is committed to inform, entertain, educate and guide for national transformation.
Our own radio, UBC, should set its own example. Leka bano abatafa ku bantu baffe bagumaza ndowooza Muganda hita okugumaza to divert people. Let our own UBC bring programs to educate the people so that abagala kugumaza babeereyo bagumaza naye naffe they can advise, guide. And people in time will judge the one who is their friend and who is just using them.
Tune into UBC Radios for credible socio-economic programs. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
It's hot.
We passed it. We didn't know exactly what the problem was on the ground. There is no pretending about the effect of this thing. There's no pretending about it. Nobody showed. It's a problem.
It's balanced.
This is not the stage at which you start planning to tax a commodity like coffee, especially from down there.
It's intellectually engaging.
The Constitution provides that the land must be registered under the customer tenure system, which is one of those that's recognized by the Constitution.
Ground Zero, live and syndicated on your public and national broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda. Welcome to Ground Zero Season 2, a show that brings you in-depth discussion ranging from politics, health, finance, sports, and so much more. Ground Zero Season 2.
Yes, indeed, it is UBC Ground Zero, and we're here to inspire you, the people of Uganda. Welcome to this important edition, our dear listener from the other side of radio. And today's discussion, we're going to be looking at something very exciting and important. We are talking about something that just happened this week from 13th to yesterday 15th, looking at some of the members who were able to swear in as members of parliament. We now have a new parliament also in about 529 members of parliament were able to be sworn in, and also this very week we had a new government where the president-elect, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, was also sworn in there at Koro Independence Grounds, or Koro Ceremonial Grounds, where people were all excited, especially Ugandans and the people of East Africa. In this edition, we're going to be looking at the priorities and the expectations of Uganda's 12th parliament in the new political term that we had this week, and where we had members taking their oath and also assuring the people of Uganda about their committed and their commitment, and also how they are willing to serve the people of Uganda.
Thereafter, you will sign in the oath book, and you'll receive a bag that contains some of the tools of your trade, including the Uganda Constitution, the rules of procedure, and your very first order paper. The order paper is the order of business that you shall have on the very first meeting, which is on Monday, the 25th of May, and that is when you shall elect your Speaker and Deputy Speaker to the 12th Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. So in a few minutes, we shall have a representative of the clerk coming and reading your names, and you shall be ushered by the protocol teams to come and take your oaths.
Opio Danish Joffrey.
That's how the event went, and for the 3 days where members of parliament were able to bring their family members and their loved ones, but also those who were able to campaign for them to make sure that they go through as members of parliament elect. And we are going to be looking into that, what is expected of this 12th parliament, as you've heard someone declaring that on 25th this very month we are going to see the 12th parliament elect their speaker and also the deputy speaker, another serious event that we are looking forward to having and witnessing in the history of our country. To help me understand this very topic on behalf of all Ugandans, we are excited to have Jonah Jackson Bakalukwila, who is now in a bigger position at most of us have been knowing to him, and has been part of Ground Zero as a different position, but now is the senior presidential advisor on special duties, and we're all excited to have you for the very first time in this very position, sir.
Thank you.
Also our own sons of UBC Ground Zero and the Sons of the Soil, Magezi Chirinju, communications officer coming from Government Citizen Interaction Center, joining us even this very Saturday. You're most welcome, sir.
Good morning, our listeners. Good morning, Amon. It's happy to be here again on another Saturday to discuss the pertinent issues going on in the country. I'm happy to have my senior commander here. He has invented us, especially myself, way back from ICT and from other groups of study, Campfire being one of them. And listening to him, you will understand what the struggle is all about and what the future is all about. So I'm happy to have him here this morning to tell us what our next parliament should be discussing, and should put for us on the table.
All right, and later on we're going to be joined by our own still, Ojabel Augustine, the Senior Secretary and of the Electoral Commission from Forum for Democratic Change, will be joining us shortly. Ampaire Amon Buteega is my name, and we're here for the next 2 hours looking into things that concern all of us and concern our country. This is the country we have, and it is our home, and it is our responsibility as the citizens of this country to work very hard to make sure that we feel safe and secure, and also we develop as a country and as the citizens of this country. The Mugole, Jonah Jackson, you will help us understand how exciting this position is in this office, and how you've been transforming this country, adding on to what you've been able to achieve in your previous position. Already someone is testifying to be one of the fruits that you have had in this country, but also going forward, looking at the new position, new office, new responsibilities.
Thank you so much, Comrade Amon. And I want to thank you for being consistent in informing Ugandans out there in the country and even outside the country about what Uganda stands for. This program is very, very important to the process of transforming this country as one of the very desirable of engagement for the people of Uganda. It is because I have just been assigned this duty a few months ago by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, when he assigned me as now, he bestowed upon me the duties of a senior presidential advisor in charge of special duties. And I really want to thank you, His Excellency, for really giving the confidence and the trust in me. And I'm sure that I will serve to your expectation. reaching that level is not easy. It must be out of serious considerations. But nonetheless, also previously I've been serving the government of Uganda as an Assistant Commissioner for National Guidance in the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. And also previously I was serving the government of Uganda from the inception of since 1986 of NRM, where I was a mobilizer for the National Research Movement government, entirely fostering and driving the national ideological agenda as set by the Fountain of Honor. So that has been the space. So when my brother here says that he's happy to be with me because I've mentored him, I think he's right, because the fact that we have been around for some time, we have interacted with many young people, groomed many young people, and when I see you in this position, I feel so proud that these are part of the fruits that we have sowed in this country, and which come from entirely from the guidance of the Fountain of Honor. Back to the subject, I want to congratulate His Excellency the President upon the election to that office by the Ugandan by 76.7%. Ugandans who came up and said, please, while we are still growing the democracy, I think it is important that now His Excellency Yoweri Museveni continues steering us as the President to take us through the process of achieving our historical mission, which was set as early as 1986, even earlier than that, because you will recall that His Excellency and his team, having studied the problem of Uganda, came up and said, no, the problem of Uganda must be fixed, and we must be able to transform the lives of our people. And they have come up with many programs which have steadily really seen us to move to where we are, from a state which was there and which was really, which was not good for all Ugandans, and we all know that. Now we can be able to talk about a lot of things which many have witnessed in this country happening. So I want to really thank that visionary leadership by His Excellency the President and the team that he has been working with, and for his consistency in shaping this country founded on a clear ideology that now embraces everybody regardless of other diversities. And today we are celebrating yet the formation of a new government, where now Our Excellency was sworn in on 12th, and by yesterday the members of Parliament were sworn in, and they are sworn in and they pronounced the oath of allegiance, and that's where we need to start from. This committing to serving them and committing to change their lives. If Ndugu Amon, I will take you back to one of the oath of allegiance by MPs. If it is near, we could even read it verbatim. But I think we shall get it with time. Most often than not, when we go and people and swear in, we forget about the importance of that social contract of leaders, the people of Uganda. People get there into offices, but we not reflect on that oath of allegiance. So I think from the point of departure, that should be one of our most important areas of reference. If you are an MP, you were sworn in yesterday or the other day, what did you commit to do to the people of Uganda? Ndugu comrade, you can get it on Google, and then we can even be able to read it to them, the oath of allegiance. And then we can be able to analyze and be able to position that one. But precisely in there, can take listeners back that now the allegiance is most entirely on the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And in the Republic of Uganda, there are commitments that Ugandans want to be seen, to be fulfilled. I can be able to make a reference to Article 8A of the Constitution, which says Uganda shall be governed based on the principles of national interest and the common good. It shapes your behavior because you are serving the people. Therefore, as you are serving, there are elements that now you should be able not to divulge into. For instance, to give an example, I want to pick from His Excellency's address. He said we should fight corruption, eliminate corruption And many leaders have
that
said
this Kisanja is no sleep and no corruption.
There no sleep and no corruption. I think when we said a corrupt-free Uganda, that's what the Ugandans are desiring to see.
Okay.
And I want to call upon all the new newly sworn in members of parliament. This is very, very important to the oath of allegiance by members of parliament.
I was going to lay this on.
Very, very good, very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well-born Odia, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, so help me God.
That was the first one.
I, Utobe Well-born Odia, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will give faithful service to this Parliament and support and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as by law established. So help me God.
Okay.
Very clear. How many Ugandans are thinking that direction? And those are the aspirations in accordance with this oath. Allegiance to the Constitution. Allegiance to the people of Uganda, the people of Uganda. Therefore, when they move to serve to this, the other elements which are subversive, which injure the people of Uganda, corruption is very injurious to the people of Uganda, should be eliminated.
That's a lot of 200 something. Because I can see constituents has 353.
500, around 527.
The district woman MP are 140. So for me, this one is hypothetical. I don't think they will do it. But since we are discussing what they should do, I will still put it on the table. I hope they can find a way of reducing their numbers themselves. Because, again, the work falls on them to adjust the size of parliament, unfortunately. So it's very difficult to find somebody who's going to downsize themselves. However, I would pray that they downsize themselves. We go back to, at least if we had a woman MP stays, which makes it 146, then the constituencies for general elections are changed, because the NRM, one of their biggest ideologies was to make sure women are not left behind. So I wish they could find a middle ground, or at least create a Senate such that both the Senate and the lower house combined, if they were 500, would they say okay? But now you have just one house with 500 MPs. It makes others redundant, makes the debate very difficult. So, in fact, that's why I think our parliament ends up working more in committees than on house debates. We don't see much house debates because, I mean, if you give me 3 minutes to debate a serious issue, you are only basically giving me time to be seen by the camera, not to debate much. And that is occasioned by the numbers. So if they were to debate, comfortably by one, they would last the month on one item. So if the first agenda could be to reduce their own size, I don't think they will do it, but I pray they do. Then the second issue that I would have wanted them to discuss actually touches again on Comrade Wakarikwira here. I wish they could change some rules, amend some constitutional provisions where the commander-in-chief or the president is largely obliged to pick cabinet from the legislature again. Because if being an MP would prevent you from becoming a member of cabinet, then you'd have Comrade Wakarikwira as a minister. And now, so we have people who know what they are doing in this country, but the politics, they don't allow them to get certain positions. The president is hamstrung to have half of the cabinet, not from, again, what the constitution says. So if they could change the rules, then you would have other people who are not in cabinet, who are not in parliament, doing other assignments for the country. You get it? And our community would be in the cabinet. But now you have the same minister, he's the same MP, he's the same the chairman, board of that. So you have one person's route to everything. Now, that would do, but that is one aspect of having other Ugandans participate in the development of the country and also reduce on the workload for some of these MPs. But also, that aspect would also would also strengthen the oversight function, where the legislature and the cabinet are able to advise each other. But now you have a situation where the cabinet goes to parliament for advice. The entire cabinet is part of parliament, so advising themselves becomes very difficult. So there is a gap there. There's a gap there. Then also that aspect would also no, I don't know how to frame it, but on the other note also, it will also give jobs to other Ugandans, because if you get one person who has 4 jobs and distribute them, you would have other Ugandans involved in public service and some money as well, and contributing to the country. Then, of course, there are other things that should be worked on by Parliament, like strengthening PDM and the OWC, because as you recall, 30% of Ugandans are still out of the money economy, and for us to achieve the other tenfold growth program, number one, we have to get this 30% of Ugandans not in the money economy into the money economy. So the Parliament needs to go and see how to add money to OWC, add money to PDM, and add money to I think Uganda Development Bank, and make it easy for Ugandans to receive it, because while some of the money is there currently, like in Uganda Development Bank, the rules of accessing it are still very far from an average Ugandan. I understand the rationale behind those rules of engagement, because otherwise everyone would just go to the bank even without a business to pick it up. But even those who have businesses find that some of the requirements very stringent. So if they can find a way of harmonizing how to access that money without a lot of suffering. Maybe another thing they could touch on. These are some of the things I would want them to start with in the first 100 days. Our environment, Arukira was talking about, we're not patriotic at all in some of these things we do. Corruption. Then we have, these polythene bags, Kavera, plastic bottles. A person is driving a car.
There was a law that was passed in that regard.
I think they need to be strengthened, probably because you see, if you pass a law and it does not work your way, you either go back and amend it and strengthen, or you strengthen it. Something is not working out well. You see, we are struggling with wetlands, we are struggling with forest conservations, and these laws are not helping us. Either we are implementing them badly, but they need to change something so that the implementation is strict, because in 100 years from now, you will have a country unlivable having destroyed by ourselves, as if we are not having children to inherit it. So we can, if we can reorganize our wetlands, reforest our environment. I was happy when the Budongo Forest was transferred from now Minister of Water to Minister of Tourism and put under Wildlife Authority. That's a law working now, what I'm talking about. That's a law being put into practice. The president ordered and was transferred. Now, whoever was cutting trees for charcoal or digging in the peripheral has been told that's enough. So now the forest has been born again. So the next thing to regenerate. And we need to do that. We have so many polythene bags everywhere. Sometimes there's this controversy which has been in the controversy of flooding. Sometimes we blame Ham, for sure, because we think his new construction is squeezing things out. But also, even if he was doing a very good job, we are doing him a disservice by throwing, these hard trash, bottles, polythene bags that don't rot. They don't biodegrade. I think in science terms, they don't biodegrade. All of us, person is driving a 300 million car, he's throwing a bottle of 500 shillings through the window. And like, if you have the brain to buy a car at 300 million, how can you lack the common sense to know you are throwing a bottle out of the car is an environmental hazard? Then another thing that they would do, I would want them to start with, of course, to look at, they may not start with it, but look at critically. Two things, minimum wage and health insurance for Ugandans. Minimum, they are still very difficult things to deal with. The president was saying that when oil begins flowing, you will start with the insurance, health insurance. But even before the oil starts, we can, the parliament can look at these two issues, minimum wage and health insurance. They are, I don't know what is happening to us. Either we are feeding badly, I don't know, but we have communicable diseases are on the increase. Cancer incidences are increasing. I don't know where they're coming from, or I don't know, from phones or from what we eat. I have no idea. But and those diseases are very expensive. I just wish this parliament could change. If it doesn't, then I hope the president can rein in on them and say, no. We are done with these jokes. Like he said, team no sleep, team no corruption.
Also, yesterday, from Wednesday up to yesterday, we had members of parliament swearing in. And it so happens that your party now had has 9 members of parliament who I want to believe that all of them were able to swear in. But also that shows a reduction from the previous 11th parliament where you had 32 reducing to 9. I don't want to say that this went to NRM, which came from the 300B, the priorities of the 12th parliament, sir.
Yes, Amon, good morning, our dear listeners, our fellow panelists here in the studio. We have gone through an eventful week, full of comedy, and at one point you can't isolate serious issues from the comic individuals. But maybe as an individual, I witnessed